Hello, friends. Let me know if you can hear me. I haven't gone live in the Facebook page for a couple of weeks, and it reminded me as I was trying to set up that like 3 or 4 weeks ago, um, there was a problem with setting up my usual setup with my phone. And then it all of a sudden occurred to me, I don't think that was ever fixed. And sure enough, I couldn't get it to work. So now we're going to do my little other setup and I hope it works. But long time no see coming in live here. How are you all? My name is Genevieve Coe. I live in Markham, Ontario, Canada, and I just want to share some of the happy paper crafting I've been doing. It's been a whirlwind down here in my craft cave because I have boxes of new stuff that I can't wait to play with. And so I have been playing with them. I have been creating, but some of the things I've created were in my exclusive VIP product preview party. And that is a special gathering for anybody who shopped with me this past year. So unfortunately, if you signed up for classes or bought some stuff cash and carry off the side or things like that, you don't really qualify. You either have to be one of my Team Stick stampers or have purchased product from me in the past year to have received an invite. And I collaborate with other demonstrators in that group, and we give a party. There's chance for prizes. There's like 12 to 14 different presentations, all focusing on different new product. So did you know that Stampin' Up! Had, I don't know, hundreds, I feel like it's thousands of new product release on May the 5th. So if you requested a catalog from me, they should have arrived to you, unless this is one of those like I'm so sorry moments. I went to my table and I found like 5 address labels that never got on catalogs. So I quickly stuck them on and put them in the post yesterday. So if you're one of those 5 people that didn't get their catalog, I promise you they're in the mail now. I found the labels lying on a table back there. That's what I mean by chaos around here, but it's good chaos because I've been playing, I've been stamping, I've been out connecting with demonstrators and my Team Stick stampers and um, planning events. So last week I had my Crafty Kitten Sip at Rouge River Brewery, and everyone there made a fun sampler. Some people decide to turn it into kind of a scrapbook page. We enjoyed, part of the fun of the experience was choosing what drink we were going to get, because everybody who comes gets a free beverage from the brewery. So that was fun. So yeah, I've been out and about. So tell me in the comments what you've been busy with. Spring weather, I always hear people are out doing their gardening, but but for me, I'm still stamping away and sharing stamping and connecting. So there's so many announcements. I don't even know where to begin. And I have to like watch my time because today is Lunch, Laugh, and Craft at Swiss Chalet. So I'm going to be heading off to there, and then I'll be working late tonight. But I didn't want to miss going live because it's been a little while. So go ahead. Yeah, tell me in the comments what you've been up to. And I will share a few announcements that I want to share with you. One, it's kind of last chance to register for the Jen and Jen Stamp Camp. So the Jen and Jen Stamp Camp is, I collaborate with Jennifer Cotton in the US, and we give a mega virtual stamp camp. So anyone across Canada or the US can participate. If you're in the US, you can contact me and ask for Jennifer's contact info, but she's easy to find, Jennifer Cotton. And if you're in Canada, register through me. Just use the Linktree/Stampin' for Fun and head to upcoming events, and you can register for that. So the Mega Stamp Camp will feature the Flowering Meadow bundle, and you're going to get a goodie bag of consumables. And that includes the gorgeous velvet paper. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful to touch it. So let me give you a little sneak peek of some of the cards in that stamp camp, because it's kind of last chance to register for that. Anyone can register. The bundle is not included. So if you want to make the cards exactly as I do, then you're going to want to have the bundle. But many of you have other flowery kind of stamp sets. so you can use what you have if you want. Your stamp camp includes kind of the pre-cut card bases, extra paper you'll need, a goodie bag of consumables that you'll use on your projects, and yeah, the pre-cut papers and embellishments. So I hope you'll sign up and register. That's just a few sneak peeks of the pretty cards that you will make as part of the stamp camp. Jennifer and I love to collaborate, and I love to see her projects. She loves to see my projects, and we love to share it with you. On top of getting all the tutorials so that you can make these 10 different cards, plus the goodie bag, you'll also have access to an exclusive Facebook group where there'll be prizes and additional inspiration and a place to connect with others doing the virtual camp. So I'd love it if you register. Now there's 2 add-on classes to that camp. You can add on the Waterside Retreat, I think that's what it's called, class, where you're going to make 6 cards, 3 different designs, 2 of each design, 1 to keep, 1 to give away. So you'll be inspired by that, or the balloon festoons. So let me show you that bundle. That's great for celebrations, birthdays, anything like that. So again, the bundles are not included in those classes, but you will get a small goodie bag of consumables that you'll use in the class. But you'll have extras to use for your future crafting as well. So you can choose to add on those classes to the existing stamp camp and get free shipping on those add-on classes. Or you can take the classes by themselves if you want and not take the mega stamp camp. So it's totally up to you. The flexibility is all yours. So if you haven't registered, this is last chance because I'm going to get cutting this week or early next week. Okay, so we need to have the right head count. So that's one announcement. The other announcement, if you live locally, hello, it's kickoff BOGO time. So I only do this pretty infrequently, and I even had a little trouble finding a location, but I finally landed on Grace Anglican Church in Markham. It's on Parkway, and if you can come out, I would love to see you. $20 per person, or free if you place an order that day. And it'll be easy to place an order because my BOGO table will be set up with probably thousands of dollars worth of merchandise. So whatever you buy off there, you can get some brand new product free. So if you're not familiar with my BOGO, you should be. It's an event to remember, and it gives you great value. So if you're eyeing some stuff in the new catalog, this is a great way to get it while taking advantage of buy one, get one. Okay, so that is on May the 23rd, Saturday morning in Markham. Register through the link tree. Okay, so those are a couple things coming up. But of course, if you can't come out to those events, but you still want to get crafty with the new product, make sure to talk to me about setting up your own private event. I love to do private events for people where you gather your friends and I will create the cards for the theme that you want. And you'll get a little something special just for gathering your friends together. Okay, so many exciting new products. I wish I could show them all to you. But I can't. But if you've placed an order with me, don't forget you get access into the VIP group where you'll see like 12 to 14 different new products. But today I am going to show you and do some quick stamping with this suite here. Now here's where I got to use the funny camera. Well, it's not funny. It works perfectly fine, but it's just not what I'm used to. But we can adjust and change. Last time I had to do this because of the technical difficulty. You guys said you could still hear me even though I switched cameras, and I hope that is still the case. Okay, so excuse the messiness around here. Let me see whether I can get, let me see more of the, can you see a little more of the tabletop, or it's kind of the same there? Kind of the same, eh? Maybe if I move this out. Sorry, I'm just not used to this setup. Okay, maybe that's a little better setup. Okay, so today's card that I'm going to show you is one that I created from my lunch, laugh, and craft today. Sorry, I keep hoping that I can kind of zoom out a little bit. Sometimes I'm too far, sometimes I'm too close. Okay. Anyway, this will have to do. So hopefully you guys can hear me. Just let me know in the comments if you can hear me okay. So I designed this for today's Lunch, Laugh, and Craft. So if you're coming to Lunch, Laugh, and Craft today and you don't want to see what card we're making, then come back later or I'll see you at Lunch, Laugh, and Craft. But I knew I wanted to play with this lovely Waterside Retreat suite. And again, just a reminder that you can sign up for a class using this suite simply by registering for the Jen and Jen Stamp Camp add-on option. Okay, so I've already been cutting away, but let me showcase the designer series paper because I think it is so beautiful. I love that we've got these fun panels here that you can use to add on to your cards or scrapbook pages or even a box that you would make. Like, look at this panel. This is beautiful, actually. If I had time, maybe I would do something. And then the other side, instead of a scenery, has more of a background look. So you see, like, if you got my email today, I kind of said relax because this paper feels so relaxing to me. It just makes me feel calm. It also makes me feel like this could work for some masculine cards. I don't know why fishing is associated with men. Women can go fishing too, right? But there we go. Doesn't it make you, just the colors together go really nicely? Okay. And then we've got this one. So we've got kind of images and more background. This makes you feel like I'm at the beach. And beach is a time when I'm relaxed. So I guess that's why this paper makes me feel super calm. Couldn't you imagine this as a gorgeous scrapbook page? This is like a gorgeous scrapbook page background. I see it already. Maybe for a tropical vacation. Okay, oh, let me show you the other side. Nice plaid. Again, great for masculine cards. So I'm someone who has a little bit of trouble with masculine cards. It doesn't like come easily to me. Probably because my favorite color is pink and I like floral things. But that's why I wanted to get out of my comfort zone. I mean, I love this paper, so I knew I had to use it. Look at, we've got a lovely wood grain. Who can go wrong with a wood grain paper? Okay, so Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper is really high quality, and I love it that the colors coordinate with our Stampin' Up! Color palette. So you're not going to have trouble kind of making nice finished looking items because we just coordinate. Matchy matchy helps a lot. Look at this one. Again, calming, great for masculine cards. Okay, so I think I've showed you them all. So let me show you where to find it on the online store, because now this is why I always encourage everyone to shop early if they can. Okay, obviously I understand people have budgets, you can't get everything you want on the first go around, but get your favorites as early as you can. This suite has been very popular. It's been flying off the shelves, and so if you didn't get it early, that's okay. The paper is still available. Okay. The stamp set is here. Again, we've got a nice, I call it a Muskoka chair, but I think there are other names for this kind of chair. It's got a Happy Father's Day saying, a nice scripty dad. But again, you don't have to use it for Father's Day because look at this one. Here's to a new chapter. I think that would be great for a retirement card. And relax, because I'm telling you, everything about this suite says relaxing to me. There's even a cute teacup, a book. You could use it for birthday. Okay, and then here are the dies. Okay, you can even create two different kinds of chairs using the dies. So let me take them out so I can show you. I haven't had all the time in the world to play with it yet. But you see how we can cut this out and then we put the backing on. We can either use this back or this back. But today I'm going to actually stamp it and you can cut the outline out here. Okay, so lots of fun there. Okay, and I love the detail of these dies because you've got the bird, but you've got for the book and the coffee cup here. And then this, I think, is actually to kind of create texture for the armrest for the chair. But I haven't tried it yet, but I think that's what it's for. So the detail is amazing and how everything coordinates. And this is the item that's sold out in the suite. So don't be alarmed if you want to buy the suite and you can't get the suite. It's not because the whole suite isn't available. It's just because these loose anchor trinkets have sold out. But I want to show them to you anyway because they are super delicate. They almost look like they have diamonds on them, even though they don't, but they're shiny. And it just gives a little bit of hardware, some texture to your projects. It would be great as an embellishment on a scrapbook page or on a 3D treat box. You could do it on a card too, but it does add a little weight when you mail it. Okay, so these are like jewelry. That's why I always buy these things. It's like, I hear that some women love jewelry and diamonds. I just love embellishments, sparkly embellishments. So there isn't, I don't think there's really officially glimmer on there, but it's just that the silver is so shiny. It kind of feels like there's diamonds on it. Okay, so that is the suite. Let me show you online where you can view it. Let me see whether I can switch to this view that you would see, the customer view. Okay, so maybe share the screen. Maybe that'll work. Here. Okay. Oh, so that reminds me. Yep, new products are here. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, you just have to hit the shop button. And if you want, you can actually shop by release just by kind of scrolling down here. Oops. If I can get this, I don't have my mouse hooked up. So here, shop by release. So you can look at everything that is from this newest catalog. Although we have, oh, it didn't work. I don't know why. Okay, so otherwise we'll just go to Waterside Retreat. Okay, and so let me show you. If you want the whole suite, again, it's English and en français, but the stamp set, you can see the stamp set is still available. You can add it to your cart. You can see the bundle is available. You can add it to your cart. Okay, but the suite is not available, and it's only because these trinkets are not available. So the savings in the suite, just so you know, is the savings right here in this bundle. So the key thing that you want to get now is the bundle, and I would get the designer series paper because we don't want that to sell out. And then for the trinkets, all you have to do is just pop your name, email address in there, and click the checkbox and notify me, and you'll be sent an email when it comes back in stock. Okay, so that's what you do when things are out of stock. Of course, you can let me know. I used to keep like a little kind of list so that I can let you know when something comes back in. But I think the best thing is if you fill out this back in stock notification. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful for you. Let's get stamping. Who's ready to get stamping? Okay, so let's move this. Okay. Now, for those of you who have browsed the newest things, you can go ahead and tell me what your favorites are. I wanted to share this one because we just finished Mother's Day. It's time to get thinking about Father's Day if you haven't already. Okay. And whoops, I've already started cutting. So this card that I'm showing you today is a great one for using your scraps. Okay, so how many of you end up with like little scrappy pieces like these ones? Okay, don't throw them out. I always find a way to use them. And so what I did first is I used a pool party as a base. And again, I got that color idea just from the Designer Series paper pack. That's one of my tips and tricks. On the Designer Series paper pack, it just says right at the back, what colors are being used. So in this case, it's Gray Granite, Misty Moonlight, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Pool Party, and Very Vanilla. Okay, so then it gets me thinking about what colors I might want to use, what colors go together. And I was like, yeah, Gray Granite, Misty Moonlight, that's all lovely. These are lovely colors. Although Gray Granite I haven't used in a long time, to be honest. So I loved having an excuse to use it. And Pool Party is a tried and true favorite. If you don't have Pool Party, that's a must have. Okay, so let me take the next step here with you. If you're unfamiliar with paper crafting, this is a great way to get started, is to get some of our Stampin' Up! Cardstock, because it's got our exclusive colors, is a great weight. And I cut it at 5.5 inches by 8 inches. And what I'm going to do is take my paper trimmer, which again, a wonderful Stampin' Up! Must have, because this blade will cut, but this lighter blade will score. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to score it in the middle at 4.25 inches. Okay, so I have a nice score line and I can just fold on the score line. Okay, so paper trimmer, super useful tool. And then I have already pre-cut it just to make it easier for our video today and for the class later today. This is the Misty Moonlight. And again, I got the idea of pairing these two together because of the Designer Series paper. Doesn't it look good there? So I've cut this at 4 inches by 5.25 inches. Okay. And then take that. All I did was take some strips. Okay. So this is the strips from our Designer Series paper pack. Okay. I just used, and doesn't it always feel painful when you've got beautiful Designer Series paper and you can only show one side of it? So I decided to show both sides. Okay. And these are cut at 5.25 inches by 1/2 inch. Okay. So I took that and then I took a same strip of the Pool Party, 5.25 inches by 1/2 inch. And then Gray Granite, which I never would have normally used, but it looks great with Misty Moonlight, doesn't it? And it looks great with that paper pack. Okay, so we've got our little strips like this. I'm actually going to take the stamp set. And I thought I'd make kind of a generic card. And so I decided to use the Today is Your Day. Okay. And here it is. Today is your day. Or we could do Happy Father's Day. That works too. But let's do this. And we'll pop this on a little block for us. Okay. And I think I'll use the Gray Granite ink just so that everything is matching. So we'll use the Gray Granite ink. And I am going to put the sentiment on one of these little strips. It's exactly the right size. So I'm just going to pop that on there. Okay. And then I will glue these little bits on. And I'm not going to allow myself to get all nervous about it being crooked because it's handmade. Okay, I'm going to leave this out because I'm going to need it for lunch, laugh, and cry. Okay, so let's use a little bit of adhesive. I'm going to use our multi-purpose liquid glue because it does give a little wiggle room if you move it fast enough. Oh, there we go. Okay, if you see the glue, then you have enough on. Okay, this is not the glue to be smearing all over the place and putting pounds of glue on. Trust me. Okay, so I'm just, gives me a little bit of wiggle. Okay, and we're just gonna, you can decide how much or how little spacing you want. Maybe I should have put more spacing. I don't really know. Okay. I already feel I'm a little crooked, but there we go. And the last one. I kind of feel like these little strips are like the slats in the Muskoka chair, right? Or it just, and it's also a great way to use up scraps. Maybe I'll do this card. I'm going to be leaving on the Alaska incentive trip soon. And I just looked back at my registration and I agreed to do 3D swaps and card swaps. So I really got to get cracking. Okay. There we go. And then this suite doesn't include ribbon, but I did notice that we have some gray granite ribbon. And so I was like, perfect. So this gray granite ribbon has a little bit of a linen look to it. Again, very like, I don't know, almost like a little rustic, like the great outdoors. So I thought this is perfect. Not only does it match in color, it also has kind of a neat weaving to it, which I think goes really well with this suite. So we'll pop that on there. And then maybe there. Okay, and so we could tie a little knot here. Although I was thinking it might be fun to use one of those anchors. Not currently available, but I'm sure they'll come back in stock. I have no idea when. I have demonstrator powers. I can check, of course, but I could use some linen thread and put that right there. Or what I'll do, I don't know what I'll do. As you can see, I'm kind of going on the fly here, but maybe I could just put a little knot right there. Or I could use some white to make it look like I threaded it through, but I'm not really going to thread it through because it's not really necessary. I'm just going to use our awesome glue dots to stick that on. Let's see if it's strong enough to hold. Our glue dots are pretty sticky, so I'm thinking it'll work just fine the first time I'm trying it, but just opening those trinkets gave me a desperate desire to use them. Okay, so stick that on there. And a little bit of twine. Maybe I'll double it up. So this is from our Essentials Baker's White Twine. Okay, so I doubled it up and I'm just tying a little knot there. Right? And I can just pop that right there. This is very satisfying. I find when I just get doing this, I just feel so calm and happy, like I'm in a happy zone. Okay, so let's put our little glue dot on. Having the right tools is everything. There was someone new at the Crafty Kitten Sip, and she had never used glue dots before. And I was like, they're amazing. Okay, so let's close this off. Okay, and so that is basically the start of our card. We could absolutely leave it like that, and it looks great. So let me just put a bit of adhesive on the back. but I felt like I really wanted to use that Muskoka chair. So we will add that to our card as well. Note to self, bring the little cut and emboss machine to Lunch, Laugh, and Craft today and the dies. So I'll just get some basic white cardstock. We'll grab our Muskoka chair. Is there an Adirondack? That was the word. I feel like I've heard people call it like an Adirondack chair. See? So I'm going to use our larger E block here. And we'll stamp it with our friend Gray Granite. Okay. Pop that on. Straight down, straight up. Look at the detail in that stamping. That's why I love stamping, because I would never be able to draw that. And then we'll get the coordinating dies out. And we will cut that out and add it to our card. Okay, so are you guys happy so far? Do you see how easy it is to create? How easy it is to make pretty things? Okay. Okay, so I'm just using the mini cut and emboss. Put that on there. And we will cut that out. Hope I lined that up correctly. We should be good. Okay. Look at that. Just like that, we've got a cute little chair. We'll stick that on here. And that is our finished card. Maybe I'll pop it up with dimensionals, eh? Let's do that. I'm at the end of my dimensionals here, but that means I can use the edges. Okay. And there we go. And that is our finished card today. What do you guys think? Now you've learned how to use little scraps as backgrounds on your card. You've learned how to apply embellishments using our glue dots. And hopefully I've introduced you to this great new bundle called the Relaxing Waterside bundle. So these are the dies. These are the stamp set. And I'd love it if you choose to shop with me. If you don't have another demonstrator, feel free to shop with me. I always love to give little gifts and thank yous to those who shop with me. And when your order is $100 or more, I also make sure to send you a special tutorial using our product of the month. So don't forget, let me switch this around now so that, let's see. All right, I have to get used to this. There we go. Okay, so when your order is $100 or more, you have the option to add to your cart the product of the month. So I always encourage you to add the product of the month because it's a bargain basement price. It's either $5 if there's any leftover product of the month from past months, or if you're going for the May product of the month, then it is $7. Oh, I didn't show you guys the May product of the month. Anyway, it is gorgeous vellum, floral vellum. It's packed in my bag for today's class. So that's that. But on top of that, you'll also get a special tutorial from me with 12 different ideas using that product of the month. So I love to thank you for supporting my small business. There's so many ways to connect with me, and I hope you feel empowered to do a little paper crafting yourself. let me know how I can help you. And great to connect with you today. Have a great day. Bye.